Hello, hello, and welcome to the Zone of Miracles Masterclass. Welcome, Stephanie. Welcome, Karen. So happy for you all to be here today. Welcome, Lilia. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let me just go ahead and make sure. All right, we're recording. Perfect. Okay, I am so excited for these next 4 days because what I'm sharing inside of this masterclass to me feels like a puzzle that's been coming together for me over the past 6+ years. And now all of the puzzle pieces are fitting together and I get to share it with you all within these 4 days. So, what we're going to be diving into is how to get into the zone of miracles. The zone of miracles is this beautiful energy space within our consciousness that we all have access to, where you begin to experience miracles in your life, where you begin to magnetize and attract more love and peace and ease and opportunities and abundance and synchronicities. And to the outside looking in, it will look like, oh my God, that is a freaking miracle. But to you, it becomes your new norm. And gosh, I mean, I could go on and on and on about how excited I am for this training. But I think what I'd rather do is for us to begin by you all who are here live sharing with me in the chat what guided you here. What are you looking to create? I know you filled it out in your form, and we have about 44 people enrolled. But I'd love to hear from those of you here live if you want to type in the chat. Why are you here? What are you looking to create? What are you looking to experience? And we'll go from there. I see some of you typing, so I'll wait. One of the things that excites me most about this masterclass is we're going to be shifting in real time. So each day, we're putting the we're putting the puzzle pieces together. So today, I'm going to give you some really life transforming lessons around creating your dream life with the quantum field and then practices at the end. And you're going to implement them and begin to shift your energy. And then tomorrow for day two, we're going to be what I'm call the quantum architect, where we're going to go into the quantum field and create the frequency that is in alignment with your dream life. And we're going to embody it together. And then the next day, we're going to look at the map of consciousness and the zone of miracles specifically. And I'm going to kind of like piece it all together and provide you with a bunch of tools and stories that I've experienced or witnessed throughout the years that will really show you, okay, I'm experiencing grief or guilt or shame. And I don't want to be in that magnetic field. So, what tools can I use to shift into love, peace, willingness, which will then expand your magnetic field and attract what you do want? So, it's all going to piece together. So, I really encourage you all to commit to these 4 days. And on the last day, the fourth day, we'll have a Q&A where I can answer your questions, okay? But really carve out the time to attend these calls, whether you're here live, celebrating you all who came live. And then if you're catching the replay, schedule it in when you're going to watch and do the practices, okay? Let's see. Stephanie said, I'd like to generate abundance, peace, and love. Yes. Those things you speak about often in your TikToks. I'd like to travel more and retire early. Amazing. Lilia, I love working with you. I'm looking to work through my fears and to embody my highest self full of courage and magnetism. Love it. Karen, I'd love to create a morning journaling habit. I used to write in my journal all the time, but I stopped once my dad passed away from COVID. Mm, sorry to hear that. Okay. Thank you all for sharing. Welcome, Evelyn. So now that we've kind of set the tone, and I told you about the importance of applying yourself during these 4 days to experience a shift, I think what I want to do is I'll guide us through a short meditation to open your heart and field to this training and this master class, and then we'll dive into the first training. Okay? So go ahead and get nice and comfy. Taking a nice deep breath in, filling up your belly and chest, and breathing out, relaxing into the seat beneath you. Breathing in, filling up your belly and chest. And breathing out, relaxing. One more, biggest breath of the day. And relaxing deeply. Relaxing your forehead, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your chest and belly and hips. Feeling the support of the seat beneath you and allowing yourself to be held. God, angels, universe, I ask that what is taught today and within this entire Zone of Miracles masterclass reaches the hearts and minds that it's meant to reach, that everyone hears something or many things that support them in experiencing more love, peace, joy, and abundance, that you guide each and every one of us to experience more ease and magnetism for the lives we do want so that we can be a vessel of love and healing for the planet, so that we can create heaven on earth, so that life becomes more enjoyable and we really live full with no regrets, making the most of every day and every moment. And so it is. Coming back whenever you're ready. I love starting with that. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely feel a lot more present and connected and open. Okay, so this first lesson, oh, it's 11:11 here. It's going to be a bit different from master classes if you've joined them before. Usually in master classes, I teach fully live, and I'm going to be doing that tomorrow and the next 3 days. But today I'm going to play a training, and the reason I'm playing it is because it's profound. I taught it 4 months ago, and I've had clients tell me they rewatch it and rewatch it and rewatch it over and over again. It's going to be the foundation of how to manifest your dream life and how to begin shifting into that zone of miracles. Okay. So I'm going to play it, and it's going to be me teaching, and I'm going to be right here the whole time. And then at the end, we'll come together again. Sound good? Okay, awesome. So I'm going to pull it up. How to manifest your dream life within the quantum field or with the quantum field. In this training, in actually any training I ever teach, whether it's on social media, on Zoom, you will be inspired But I don't want you to only be inspired. I want you to be transformed. And there's a frequency to inspiration. What we'll talk about today is the frequencies we embody, the feelings and emotions we embody, we attract more of. And inspiration feels good. It's this incredible tool that we get to use to create things in our world. Feeling inspired, it feels so good. It's not bad, but feeling inspired often only attracts more inspiration. And we can tend to get addicted to, I'm not feeling very good and motivated. I just want to be inspired again. And letting that feel good feeling be enough. But it's actually not enough to fully transform you. To be fully transformed requires discipline. It requires coming in to this energy work and choosing to have a new and open mind. So I don't want you to believe everything I say. I want you to try it out for yourself and see if it's true for you. But have the open mind to question, I've learned so much in my entire life, but maybe there's a different way. Maybe there's a better way. Maybe there's an easier way. Maybe what Alicia is speaking to is true. Let me test it out on myself. The second step to being transformed is to do the practices every day. So I'm going to share with you practices at the end of this call that have the power to completely transform your life. The practices that you learn today are the ones I come back to every day, anytime I feel stuck. Anytime my clients feel stuck, they come back to them, and it's like absolute magic. Things shift like that. But we need to do them. You need to do them. And that requires overcoming the resistance of your mind. Your mind, not just your mind, my mind, everyone's minds have this protection mechanism within them that is addicted to the past, that is comfortable in the discomfort of our lack and stress and separateness. Our minds are often like a spoiled rich kid that does what it wants, when it wants, however it wants. And it really runs the show of our life, where you, and like at your core, you may be feeling, yeah, my intuition is telling me to go do this practice that Alicia taught me about. But then your mind is like, oh, I don't feel like it. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should do that. Maybe this is better. Maybe I should just get some inspiration. And it will require your discipline to actually get yourself to do the practices. And what's so amazing about disciplining yourself for just a few weeks is you create new neural pathways in your brain. So in the beginning, when you start doing these practices, it will feel like work. Sometimes you're going to have to force yourself to do it. And I would do it first thing in the morning just to get it over with, so you're not thinking about it all day. And after just a few weeks, it becomes so pleasurable and so natural, and it would feel weird not to do them because they make you feel so good. Okay, but it will require your commitment. And the third step to being transformed is to enjoy as the magic unfolds in your life. And we'll dive into that enjoyment a little bit later on. Okay. So let's dive into the lesson for today. There's this metaphor that I really, really love. It's about being the flower. And actually, I'll tell you all, this was really cool confirmation from the universe that I was journaling on this yesterday morning or the day before. I did a meditation. I was journaling out the lesson, and I wrote a line. Let me look at my journal. I'll tell you exactly what it said. It was so cool. I wrote the bees find it, like the bumblebees. I wrote the bees find it. And within like 10 seconds, a teeny tiny cute bumblebee came and landed on the word bees and started to fly around and just like chilled with me for a minute. It was really, really powerful. It made me excited for this lesson. Okay, so I want you to think about flowers in nature and how bees are attracted to the pollen within the flowers. Think about how bees make honey. They don't just stumble upon it, they create it by collecting nectar from flowers. The flowers never chase the bee. It doesn't try to be attractive and dress itself up or announce, hey, bees, come and find me, pick me, choose me. It is glowing in its fullness, radiant color, sweet nectar, a specific frequency. By its very nature, the flower is magnetic. In fact, science shows that flowers emit actual vibrations and low frequency sounds that bees sense and are innately drawn to. They give off ultraviolet signals and fragrances that say, I'm full, I'm ready, I'm alive. There's no striving, no seduction strategy. The flower doesn't chase the bee. It doesn't try to attract the bee. It radiates. And then the bees come and find it. Not because the flower tried to be attractive, but because it simply is the frequency that the bees are looking for. This is how you manifest your dream life within the quantum field. When you align your vibrational frequency, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, you emit a frequency that calls in the right people, opportunities, and situations. Like the flower, you don't chase, try, or prove yourself. You become the frequency of your desires. You emit the frequency through your entire body and energy field. The bees, aka your desires, are naturally pulled, attracted, and magnetized to you. You are the flower. When you align your natural essence, when you're full, open, abundant, vibrant, happy, what's meant for you, like the bee, is magnetized to you. Not because you chase it, but because your frequency calls it in. Okay. Now, notice I said when you align with your natural essence, what's meant for you is magnetized to you. At your core, beneath the illusions of not feeling like you're enough, not feeling like you're good enough, pretty enough, worthy enough, working hard enough, trying enough, doing enough, sexy enough, beneath all of that, at your core, on the frequency level, you are abundance. You are love. You are joy. You are peace. And we all have a signature essence, a signature flavor to who we are. And that's why you could get a bunch of people in a room together who are feeling, or you could be alone, but you could get people in a room together who are feeling really anxious and stressed. And within 10 to 20 minutes, I'm 100% confident that I could have them all feeling peace, love, joy, and bliss through a variety of energy healing practices. Nothing in the outside world changed, but they unhooked from the part of their mind that is saying they're separate from this infinite supply of love and abundance and joy that's always here. And then when you have a bunch of people who are in their bliss, in their abundance, in their magnetic energy, you'll notice like different flavors, like different personalities. Some people are a bit more silly. Some people are a bit more graceful. Some people are a bit more sensual. Some women are a bit more nerdy. Some women are a bit more intellectual. Some women are a spectrum of it all. Most women are a spectrum of it all. But at your core and at all of our cores, as women, as men as well, if there are men watching, we are absolutely infinitely limitless. And I understand if that's hard to believe, if you're experiencing a lot of pain or lack or challenges at the moment. I truly understand that. There have been hundreds of times in my life where I felt so awful, like my life wasn't going the way I wanted, like something was wrong, something wasn't right, something outside of me needed to change. And instead of working to fix something out there, what I first do is I go within and I tap into that infinite supply of my true self. And all of the separation, all of the fear, all of the anxiety melts away. It's like merging with the field of God or the divine or source. And I'm explaining this to you right now through words and through into like your mind is trying to understand it, but it's something that you experience. And once you experience it, you're like, oh my God, this is it. And what's so amazing is as you embody more of your true essence, you naturally become that effortless flower that's attracting all of the bees. The bees in life being, if you're single and you're wanting to mingle, it's attracting all of the people that are meant for you to you. You don't need to try. You can go on a date, no makeup, sweatpants, and be in your magnetic power, and like men will just be melting over you, or women. Um, the bees are the clients that you desire for your business. There have been so many times that me and my clients have thought like, oh, I want to grow my business. I guess I need to work a little harder. And then it's like, wait, let's remember about energy work. And I tell myself, I've done enough work. All I need to do is dwell in the frequency of my dream clients being here now, and boom, within hours, people apply or sign up or send the link. There's this really beautiful, I believe that stories are this really beautiful way that we learn and we expand what's possible for us. So a story to check out. Well, I have quite a few client stories that I'll email to you all with this replay. The one that's coming to mind right now is Deanna, who was working so hard to sell her paintings. People would book, like they would say they were interested in buying her painting, but then they wouldn't buy her painting. And she was just burning herself out trying to sell her paintings. She came to me with very little in the bank, not even enough to sign up for a donation-based breathwork class. So she messaged me. She's like, I really want to join. I just can't do the $1 donation. So I sent her to it for free. She ended up being the only one in the call. This was years ago. And at the end, through that breathwork practice, she felt a 100% shift. What happened through the breathwork is she opened to the infinite supply of abundance, peace, and love that already exists within and around her. And what was so amazing is at the end of the call, she felt so great. She was crying. She was like, thank you. I feel so amazing. But what makes the story even cooler is within hours, definitely within the one day, someone paid her 1,500-ish, around over $1,000 for a painting. Then within a few months, she magnetized um, a TV like news outlet to talk about her paintings on the news. Then she had an 8-month wait list. Now she has over a year-long wait list. And it wasn't from her working harder, although she still does work. It was from her shifting her energy. So that's a little example for you of how powerful this energy work can be. And if you guys are feeling lit up by this lesson and you're like, yes, yes, this speaks to me, I've experienced it before, or I want to experience it, it's going to require you to be very mindful of what you consume and what you hear and what you listen to, because the majority of people in the world are teaching that you need to force outcomes, that you need a certain strategy to have a successful business, that you need to talk in a certain way in order to attract a lover, that you need to move a certain way in order to feel like a feminine woman. There is nothing that you need in order to experience your dream life, except to embody the frequency of it already being here. And you'll know when you've embodied that frequency because you feel relaxed, you feel excited, you feel open. Your emotions are this GPS compass guiding you, telling you like, yes, it's here. I feel it here. I'm going to take inspired action. Oh my gosh, things are arriving, things are happening. You get into this flow where it's like you're a flower, but you're having the time of your life. I reckon flowers are having the time of their life. Okay. You have the power to create a vibrational force around you that pulls what's meant for you to you. How cool is that? I'm going to repeat that again. You have the power to create a vibrational force around you that pulls what's meant for you to you. Your thoughts turn into things. Did you guys know that the phrase abracadabra, it means as I speak, so I create? When your thoughts are emotionalized, meaning you're thinking a thought and then you bring emotion to it, whether the emotion is positive or negative, you're creating a real force. A real force. Like if I were to push, if I were to push someone over in a chair, that's a real force, right? I'm creating force with my arms. This is the power that you have within you. It's an invisible power, but it's way more real than what most people realize. So I want you to imagine that you have a wand, like in Harry Potter. I hope you all have seen Harry Potter. I met a friend lately who teaches manifestation and she's never seen Harry Potter. I was like, what? But I want you to imagine that you have a wand, like in Harry Potter, and your thoughts, especially when they become emotionalized, are not just staying in your mind, they're going out. They're going out into the minds of other people around you. They're going out into the quantum field. And they're creating your reality. And to really grasp this, it requires a lot of personal responsibility and emotional intelligence. Because if things aren't going great in your life or in certain areas of your life, it's not going to feel good to say, I created this. But whether you were aware of it or not, something in your consciousness created everything you're experiencing. And we could go in and dissect exactly why that's happening. Believe it or not, most people who are in a circumstance that feels uncomfortable and they say they don't like, a part of them actually likes it. For example, let's say you want let's say you have a business, but you want more time freedom. But if you were really get down to it, if you had an extra 8 hours a day, maybe you'd have no idea what to do. Maybe you'd have to put yourself in an uncomfortable position going out and beginning new hobbies, meeting new people, putting yourself out there. There's typically a fear underlying what we desire. It's the energetic flip side of our desires. And I could go on, but that's another lesson for another day. What I want to get across here is what we focus on, we create. And you have the power to shift what you focus on, but it will require you to make your inner world more real than your outer world. And I'm curious for you to contemplate, are you using your mind and your emotions and your consciousness in a way that's supporting your life? Or are you letting your thoughts use you? Are you letting your mind use you? Are you letting your mind be that spoiled, rich kid that does what it wants, when it wants, how it wants, even if it hurts you, even if it doesn't support the life you want to live and create? So I want to talk about 3 ways you may be misusing your power, 3 ways people misuse their power. We're going to dive deep into them so that you can begin to shift and really own your power and begin using it in a way that is incredible and creates the life you want to experience. So the first way is reacting to your outer world in your inner world. At all times, we have 2 worlds existing within us and around us. We have our outer world. Our outer world is the world of situations, circumstances, and relationships. It's having money, homes, cars, having a certain kind of body, having a certain relationship, friendships, family. When things happen to us, they happen to us in our outer world. When things manifest, they manifest around us in our outer world. When challenges happen, they happen in our outer world. The issue, though, lies in how we respond in our inner world. Our inner world is the world of thoughts, feelings, emotions, infinite intelligence, and unlimited consciousness. It's thinking, feeling, believing, imagining, connecting with a higher power. For example, at this time, we're all watching this training. I'm speaking, you all are watching it. Now, if I were to call on someone randomly and ask you to tell me your deepest, darkest secret in front of the whole call, even me just saying this right now, maybe some of you in your inner world are feeling a bit nervous. Maybe some of you in your inner world are feeling, she would never actually do that. Maybe some of you in your inner world are like, is she going to do that? Maybe I should hop off Zoom. And in my inner world, I'm just having fun because I'm having the time of my life right now, and I'm not going to call on anyone and ask for your deepest, darkest secret. Now you all are watching this training. Now, in your outer world, you're all watching this training, but in your inner world, different things are happening. Some of you may be feeling inspired. Some of you may be feeling distracted. Some of you may be thinking about the past or thinking about the future. Where are you in your inner world right now? When you go on a trip with your family or friends, and you're all at that beautiful beach, in your inner world, you may be blissed out, sipping your margarita or mocktail, enjoying the sun on your face, feeling so grateful and alive and excited and relaxed. And in your best friend's inner world, maybe she's really, really anxious, worried about her relationship at home, thinking about work, stressing over work. And then your sister is mad at you. And in her inner world, she's like, oh gosh, Alicia's really bothering me today. When you go throughout life, begin to notice how your outer world is the same as the people around you in that moment, but everyone's in a different inner world. And what's so amazing about this is your inner world is where you have absolute influence. You have control over your inner world. And your inner world is connected to the quantum field, the limitless field where all possibilities exist. There is no limit to your imagination, and there is no limit to what you can create, because thoughts that are emotionalized are real forces. They create reality. You have no personal power when you're constantly reacting to your outer world in your inner world. I'm going to read that again. You have no personal power when you are constantly reacting to your outer world in your inner world. So, what do you do when things don't go your way? When you're manifesting more abundance, but an unexpected bill comes, do you stress? Do you freak out? Do you say, oh my gosh, this is a sign it's not going to happen for me? Why doesn't it work for me? Why does it work for her and not me? Or do you say, okay, I see that. I see that in my outer world, but in my inner world, I'm going to keep tuning into infinite abundance. When you and your partner, when you're walking down the street and you see your partner looking at someone else who's beautiful, what are you going to do in your inner world? Do you say, oh my gosh, that girl's so much prettier than me, he might leave me for her? Or do you go in your inner world and you connect with that part of you that knows your worth, that knows you're fucking amazing, that knows you're gorgeous, that knows you deserve the world, that knows that your partner loves you so deeply, that knows it's okay, it's all good. You have the power. You have the power to choose how you respond to everything. And how you respond to everything creates how life responds to you. When you have the unexpected bill come and you freak out over it and say manifestation doesn't work for you, well, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you give up your practices, you stop shifting your inner world, you identify with the outer world, you say it's not working, it's not going to work. You've accepted your circumstance, your limited circumstance. But when you go within and you say, I'm only available for abundance. Okay, I have an unexpected bill. I'm calling in the money to pay for it. I'm creating a reality where unexpected bills are no big deal, where I don't stress over bills. When or if that happens with a partner and you get in your mind and you're like, oh my gosh, they must think she's prettier than me. What if they leave me? Am I not good enough? Well, if you don't feel good enough, there's a high likelihood that self-sabotage happens and self-fulfilling prophecy happens. But if you come into your power and you're like, I am a queen, I am my own dream woman, it's all good. I find other men attractive. You can find other women attractive. And you embody trust and love in that moment, and you open instead of closing. You actually, without even communicating with your partner, may have just fallen a bit more in love within yourself. You may have just become much closer because you chose to trust and to own your worth and to cheer yourself on. So when you choose to trust your partner, when you choose to love your partner, when you choose to see your partner as an amazing being, you manifest that. And in business, if you have a business and you want more clients, you want to make more money, you want to make more of an impact, and you choose to see your clients as incredible people with personal power who desire what you offer, who have the money to pay you, who are excited to pay you, who are excited to sign up for your services, you would create that. So we need to become absolutely diligent on how we react and respond to what happens in our outer world, in our inner world. That's where the work takes place. The work doesn't take place in this call. You're learning, you're hopefully feeling inspired and lit up and excited and ready for possibilities and manifesting magic, and all of that is possible for you and gets to happen. And the work takes place the moment you leave this call. And throughout your week and throughout your days and a time you experience a challenge. So the second way that people misuse their power is believing your six senses. Now, I know we most often think of our five senses, what we smell, see, hear, taste, and touch. But in Buddhism, there's actually a sixth sense, which is our thoughts. And these are the illusions of the mind that brainwash us into believing that what is out there is what's real and it's it, and that's it. My circumstances and what I'm experiencing and thinking and believing is real. But actually, what you experience with your senses is only 0.5% of what's real. How cool is that? And if you've ever done psychedelics, then you've probably actually seen this with your senses, with your eyes. You saw like how the energy changes in the world. You were able to touch and see and feel how there's so much more than what we see, hear, taste, smell, think, believe. And you don't need psychedelics to tap into that. There are energy practices that I teach that can tap you into that realm. In your inner world, the senses are in the outer world. And the sixth sense of thinking is in our inner world. And your inner world, consciousness, is infinite. It's 100% unlimited. So you get to use the power of your mind to shift, to dream bigger, to think bigger, to align with what you want, with anything you want, in any way. And the third way people misuse their power is identifying with your mind, which I call the illusionist. The illusionist. Okay. Now, here are 10 ways that the illusionist tricks you. Our mind is constantly thinking. There's not really an off switch when you're hooked. When your awareness is in your mind, there's no off switch. There are ways to quiet the mind, which I also teach. But when you're identified with your mind, there is no off switch. It's always thinking, 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 thinking. It's daydreaming, fantasizing, projecting, judging, desiring, longing, ridiculing. And it's an illusionist. It will make things seem real that aren't real. So here are 10 ways. It will project the past onto the present. So assuming new experiences will be like old ones, keeping you stuck in cycles. The illusionist creates worst case scenarios. It makes fear feel like fact, even when nothing is actually happening. It overthinks to avoid feeling, so it distracts you with analysis instead of letting you be in your body in truth. It tells stories as if they're truth, narrating your life with limiting beliefs like, I'm not ready, this won't work, they'll judge me. It convinces you that you're separate. It makes you forget your source, your connection to source, love, and the field of all possibility. It obsesses over control, trying to figure it all out instead of trusting flow, intuition, and alignment. It identifies with labels and roles, trapping you in fixed identities like, I'm this kind of person. That's just how I am. That's just how life is. It uses time to create pressure. So it says, you're running out of time, or that thing must happen now. It feeds on comparison, measuring your worth by others' lives, ignoring your own path and timing. And it makes stillness feel unsafe. It rushes to fill space with noise so that you don't hear your deeper truth. There are parts of our mind, the illusionist, that we want to become very aware of, or else we will go our whole life feeling limited and experiencing limitation, when actually that doesn't need to be your truth. Your mind is not you. Your mind is a part of you. I want everyone to grab something in front of you that you own. I'll grab my phone. This is my phone. Now I want you to grab the thing you have and just say to yourself, this is my blank. This is my cup. This is my chapstick. This is my phone. And I'm going to ask you, are you that object you're holding? Everyone's saying no, right? I'm not my phone. I'm not my cup. It's something I have, something I own. Okay. Similarly, I want everyone to look at your hand. And I want you to ask yourself, are you your hand or do you have a hand? You have a hand. Now wiggle your finger. Are you your finger or do you have a finger? You have a finger. Now, are you your mind or do you have a mind? You have a mind. And if things aren't going the way you want in your life, it's because your mind has been creating illusions and it's been running the show, but it's not even you. It's a part of you that you get to train, you get to understand, you get to have compassion for. We don't want to make the mind wrong and like fight it and hate it, but really just see like, oh, wow, my mind does all of that. Even like laugh at it if you can. Like it's kind of funny how much my mind and everyone's minds create these illusions and trick me. And then you say, okay, mind, I hear you. I hear you saying that I'm this kind of person, that I'm not good enough, that it won't work for me. I hear you. And that's the illusionist speaking. It's not me. So, what we want to do is doubt your doubts, unravel your limiting beliefs, and garden your mind every day. You want to use your conscious mind to reprogram your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind controls 95% of your life, but it does it without you thinking about it. Right now, you're not telling your heart to beat, are you? You're not telling your organs to digest the food you ate for breakfast or lunch, but it is. Your subconscious mind is doing that. It's like this computer software where right now my computer is on Zoom. I'm not like organizing how this video is being sent to you across the internet and how this PowerPoint is integrated into Zoom. Like that's just happening. It's software making it happen. It's coding making it happen. And because we have a conscious mind that thinks and it's always thinking, we think, oh, well, if I want to change my life, I must like do more and just try harder and think these different thoughts. Taking action and thinking different thoughts are very important, but we want to reprogram the software at the core. We want to reprogram the codes to your computer. We want to garden your mind. So all of these illusions, these habits of the mind, all of the limiting beliefs, feeling separate, telling stories as if they're true, obsessing over control, all of those are weeds in a garden. And what do we do with weeds in a garden? We pull them out. And if we want a beautiful botanical garden, what do we have to do? Plant new seeds, water them, and nourish them every day. Now, if you have weeds that have been growing for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, it's a big ask to remove all of the weeds in one day. But if you discipline yourself and you spend a few minutes every day pulling out the weeds in your garden, planting new seeds and watering them, eventually you'll have a beautiful botanical garden with no more weeds. But it will take your discipline and your consistency and your devotion every day. So here are the 3 practices that I want to give you this week. So I want you to garden your mind every day in general. And we're going to start with these three practices. The first practice is gratitude. The reason I created the happiness experiment is because tapping into the feeling of happiness when life felt so challenging for me, but creating it in my inner world anyway, changed my life entirely. Entirely. It took me from sleeping, like living at my parents' house, feeling stuck, just getting out of a breakup, not being able to buy my own food, feeling like my business was falling apart, to choosing to embody gratitude for the one thing that I knew I had that could create joy for me every day, which was a cup of coffee. I would get up in the morning. I actually remember it very vividly. I'll share it with you now. I had to move back into my dad's house because I didn't have the money to live anywhere else. I had just gone through a tough breakup and I was miserable, like miserable. I spent weeks just numbing out watching Netflix, feeling like, maybe I just get a normal job. Maybe I don't deserve that dream business, that dream relationship. Maybe I should just buy a home here in a place I don't want to live and like just do that normal thing that people seem to do. And I sulked to my self-loathing for long enough that something came through and said, no, Alicia, you're going to shift this, but you're going to shift this from within. So I got up and I went and made myself a cup of coffee. And I was miserable. I was like bitter and angry. And I said, you know what? I'm going to choose to feel gratitude for this cup of coffee. So I took the cup and I smelled it. And I was like, wow, that smells really good. And I brought my awareness to my heart and I started to feel a bit of a sparkle in my heart. I'm like, oh, okay, that was interesting. Like, okay. Then I said, I'm grateful for this coffee. And again, I tried to feel it in my heart. I'm like, whoa, I started to feel energy shifting in my body. So then I said, okay, I'm gonna go sit by the window. It was winter and it was snowing. And I love being outside. Like I love the snow, but I hate being in cold weather in the sense that I can't just be outside all day long. So I went and I was a bit bitter about that. And I went and I sat down and I made it cozy. I lit the fireplace. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm grateful for this fireplace. I got a cozy blanket. I wrapped it around myself. Okay, I'm grateful for this cozy blanket. I had my cup. I'm looking out the window and I begin to see the snow fall. And I just feel in my heart and say, I'm grateful for the snow falling. And I just began to rampage. And what I didn't know at the time was that when you think a thought and you pull it into your heart and you emotionalize it, it attracts alike thoughts. So within minutes, I would just had all of these things I was grateful for flowing through me and filling up my heart. I was like, I'm grateful for a roof over my head. I'm grateful for food on my plate. I'm grateful for my dad cooks for me. I'm grateful for a comfy bed. I'm grateful for these clothes. I'm grateful for a computer, for a phone, for social media to connect with people. And I just was rampaging gratitude. And as I was speaking it, I was feeling it. And it makes me emotional to think about how I was I felt so stuck. And within minutes, I shifted into absolute joy when nothing outside of me changed. It was only in my inner world. And what's even cooler is evidence came. It was this experiment that I didn't even know I was experimenting with. It was the happiness experiment before I created it, where I was filling up with gratitude and I had shifted into abundance, into flow, into love, into joy. And from that place, everything came. A brilliant business idea came to me. Where I was meant to travel to next came to me. Inspiration, alignment. I started the next day, I journaled out a 5-month program, and it just like came through me. I launched it within 2 months, and I had a $49,000 launch. And I was like this first moment of a huge quantum leap. I had moved to Costa Rica during that time, and it was just the foundation was gratitude. And that's why I literally have grateful tattooed on my hand, because even though it's one of those practices that everyone says, so it's kind of like the boring basics that we could roll our eyes at, like, let's make it more juicy, let's make it more interesting. It is the foundation. There's a reason so many spiritual teachers talk about gratitude, is when you really master it, you can dwell, no matter what's going on outside of you, you can tap back into your infinite supply of joy and happiness. And that has the power to transform everything in your life. So I want you to spend 5 minutes each day doing a gratitude practice. If you're in the happiness experiment or if you join it, I have a guided gratitude practice that you can do. Okay, that's it. Just 5 minutes a day. And your intention is to not only speak it, but feel it in your heart. Okay. Now, I'll come to the chat at the end, okay? The second practice is the morning magic routine. So spend 10 to 15 minutes each day completing the morning magic routine. Now, this comes with the happiness experiment. If you don't feel a hell yes to the happiness experiment, I highly encourage you to get the morning magic routine. It's my most bought offer. It's only $22, and it is I've been doing it for over half a decade. My clients come back to it. They do it for months, years. I have one client who actually has only done the morning magic routine. She's done it for, I think she's on her 3rd year. And it's so cute. She created a whole video about how much it's changed her life. It brought her dream husband, like all of this incredible stuff. What we do in the morning magic routine is we garden your mind. We remove the weeds each day. We plant new seeds each day. We reprogram your subconscious. Okay. And then the third activity that you can either do for 5 minutes a day. So all of this, notice how all of this is totaling to about 20 to 30 minutes. That's it. So for savoring the moment, you can either like intentionally set an alarm for 5 minutes a day, or a few alarms throughout the day to remind yourself to slow down and enjoy. Like if I just, before this call, I was eating fresh papaya. And sometimes we're moving so fast that we're in our head, we're not here, allowing this present moment to be absolutely amazing. So we want to slow down, and if you're eating papaya or something that you love, like really taste it. Turn off your phone, or like put your phone away, put the TV away, and like really taste your food, savor it. If you're with your lover or a best friend, like really be there with them and savor the moment. Notice what what can make this moment more pleasurable? Do you feel the um like the graze of their skin, if they're like grazing your arm, do you really let yourself feel that and savor that and practice gratitude in the moment? Like, wow, I love you. Like, I love this person. Or if you're with your best friend, do you hear her laugh and you're like, ah, I just love her laugh. Savoring the moment is practicing presence. And presence is the moment when we receive. It's the only moment that we can receive. It's very similar to sex if you think about it. Like if you're making love and you're in your mind thinking about the past or future, or am I doing this right? Do I look okay? You're not there. You're not really receiving. It's not pleasurable. It's not bringing a lot of joy and bliss. But if you're savoring and you're feeling and you're slowing down and you're in your body and you're really present, you're fully receiving. And that's how it is with life. So, this savoring practice isn't only going to bring more joy and happiness into your life, it's going to make you more magnetic as well. It's going savoring the moment is like what I live in. In every moment, I'm either um, savoring and receiving, or I'm um, creating. So if I'm not creating, meaning intentionally thinking and creating, meditating and creating, doing work, teaching a class and creating, every other moment, I'm like, let's savor the moment. Let's make the most of this life and really enjoy the journey. Okay. I know you all have big, beautiful, incredible dreams, and you want them here now. And this will collapse time and bring them to you sooner. But more importantly, it will teach you how to enjoy the journey and enjoy your life now, so that when that big thing is here, you actually know how to enjoy it. Because if you don't teach yourself how to enjoy life now, once that thing that you think will make you happy is here, you'll just go to the next thing. You'll just need something else. We can't buy happiness from a store. We can buy a purse, we can buy a phone, we can buy a TV, we can buy a car. But those are things in our outer world. Happiness exists in our inner world. There's no store for our inner world where we just go and we're like, okay, today I'm going to pick up some anxiety. Let me put that in my cart. Some fear. Let me put that in my cart. Some joy. Let me put that in my cart. Some happiness. Oh, yeah, a bunch of happiness. I want to put that in my cart. But society is an illusionist as well, saying these things are going to make you happy. And your mind is like, this thing is going to make me happy. And yeah, it'll give you like a high, like, oh, I love that thing. And 24 hours later, you're the same you on the inside. So let's train the you on the inside, your inner world, to savor the moment so that when that thing that you want, that dream life arrives, and it will, you actually get to enjoy it. And it's the cherry on top of the version that you become now before it even arrives. Okay, beauties. So I'd love for you all to pop on video if you feel the call and you're there. If you can see, I don't know, I just love that training so much that I wouldn't want to reteach it. I'm like, this is so good. So I hope that you got a lot out of it. I'd love to hear in the chat, or if you want to pop on audio in a moment and share one or two of your biggest takeaways from that lesson. There's so many golden nuggets in there, and it really is the foundation and the foundational understanding of as you transform your inner world, your outer world will transform. And you have the power to choose in every moment how you respond and react in your inner world to your outer world. And if I've learned anything when it comes to manifesting and experiencing a lot of magic and miracles, it's really that. It's the application moment to moment and the practice of intentionally shifting your inner world to feel those higher vibrating frequencies. And then in the moment when you're faced with something that doesn't feel good, a challenge, a circumstance that isn't in alignment with what you desire, that's a moment to either collapse into, oh man, it's not happening the way I wanted. It must not work. Or I guess this is just a life I'm going to have to deal with. Or it's this moment of, okay, I'm seeing something that is not in alignment with the life I choose to experience. So this is the time. This is the training gym of, okay, then what do I want to embody? It is what it is. So, what am I going to do about it now? And in any moment, you have that option of accepting, okay, it is what it is. So, what do I want to vibrate now? And tomorrow, we're going to meet together live, and I'm going to guide you through a step-by-step practice to really get clear on what frequency you get to embody to draw that desired reality to you. And 10 times out of 10, students get clear on frequencies that are in the miracle zone, the zone of miracles. Okay, so we're going to dive deeper into frequency work tomorrow, and I'm going to take you through an actual exercise and practice to embody that frequency. And you're going to see why, if you're stuck in a certain area of life, you're going to literally see on your paper why you're stuck there. So tomorrow, bring a paper and pen, be somewhere, again, very present. And it's going to be, today was very like, I'm teaching to you. Tomorrow is going to be very interactive. Okay. And we'll move through that together. So I'm excited for that. And I'd love to hear before we close out the call, Swati, hello. So good to see you. Um, what are some of your takeaways if anyone wants to share? Any aha moments, anything that really you're like, ah, oh, yeah, I loved that. I'm gonna apply that. So
I
for
can say
please,
something. This
Evelyn.
is,
Yes,
oh,
Stephanie, go ahead.
hi. Sorry, I don't know what's happened to my video all of a sudden. I'm on a new laptop, so I'm like, I don't know what happened. So I'm
No
sorry
worries.
about that. I've tried to turn it back on, but it's not working. So for me, I've been, I guess, quote unquote, doing this work for a while. And my biggest weakness, I think, is consistency. So what the message, because I have your morning magic routine, and of course I went strong in the beginning, and then like went into that same trap that you kind of mentioned in that training of just, oh, this isn't working, oh, or I'm too busy, or all the things that life gets in the way, right? So what really hit home for me was a reminder that consistency is really important, and to just use tools that are already available to me, not go and try and binge another video, or all those things that I want to keep doing to get more knowledge. But I'm like, no, I have resources available to me. I have this morning magic routine available to me, and it's really about taking the time and remembering how important it is to be consistent with that. And then two quotes that I wrote down during that training was, this work requires personal responsibility and emotional intelligence. And I put wow by that, because I kind of know that, but it really resonated with me again today. And then the thoughts that are emotionalized are real forces. And that was really powerful to me to remember how powerful I am. So thank you for that.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, and I just want to speak to the part where you said sometimes you feel like you need to do the inner work and you go and look at another training and now you're realizing like, okay, I'm gonna actually do the practices. That's some magic sauce right there that I've learned and I've seen my clients learn where it's almost like that thing I spoke to in the beginning about inspiration. Like it feels inspiring to continue learning. And there's power in knowledge, right? Like when we understand why we're doing something, we're more likely to do it. But once you understand why you're doing something, it really comes into, okay, now it's my time to embody, to actually do the practice, to actually be here now and be, it's kind of shifting from like the masculine energy of how do I do it? How do I do it? Into the feminine energy, okay, I'm doing it. And it
Mhm.
shifts you into a receptive mode and all of that. So I'm celebrating you and thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Share after Stephanie because I feel some thoughts piggyback off of hers. So for me, I feel like my biggest challenge is getting out of my head and um, like creating more new, shifting my thoughts. And I really liked when you talked about doubting my doubts. I didn't catch it the first time I watched this video, but this time I'm like, oh yes. And I don't know, I think it would even be beneficial for me to like every time I have a doubt, just write it down and do work around that doubt. Um, and I also thought about so many limiting beliefs that I have that I just take as fact and have never challenged. And I thought, you know what? Like, I can challenge them. Um, and with that, I think as of now, like I practice shifting my thoughts, but when you were talking about the flower and the bees and how tuning into the right frequency or tuning into our most natural self frequency, right? Causes all of these things to be attracted to us. And it just occurred to me like, I work so hard sometimes. Like, I work so hard and I don't need to because I've been working with you for a while and doing your practices have shown me time and time again that really it is about frequency. And when, um, even when I want to shift my thoughts, like I did in our membership, I did the yoga nidra and I just felt like a different person the next day. And the thoughts that I was thinking, I noticed were different. And this has happened so many times when I do these practices where like I've slowly seen myself become a different person because the frequencies that I'm embodying are shifting everything inside of me, including my thoughts. And then to, in response to what Stephanie was saying about how powerful we are, I've been rereading A Course in Miracles, and it that's what it talks about, how we don't realize how powerful we are, but we really are. And I've gotten into like these science books also, and they talk about the rule of cause and effect. And everything we think is going to materialize, it's going to become material. So I've also been just really trying to embody that idea of no, we are really powerful and how exciting it is, right, to realize how powerful we are. And I like that part in the video where you say, like we can just pretend like we have a magic wand. Um, and I want to do that. So yeah, thank you, Alicia. It was like such a great video.
Beautiful. Yeah, thank you for your share. And it's really cool to look back on, the few years we've been working together to see exactly what you said, the practices taking place within you more